right, well, hey everybody, it's Grim Green back here today. Thank you so much for joining me again for another review. We're going to be talking about an RTA today. Now, I haven't seen a lot about this RTA anywhere across the internet, but what this is the Churchill RTA. It's an expensive but really high quality feeling RTA. In order to get to know it just a little bit better, we're going to wick it, we're going to do the troll doll technique, and we're going to put it all together. It's going to be great. What we're going to do right now is go up close, as we often do. Yeah, that's right. Quick, short, up, and closey time. All right, yeehaw, what we have here is the Churchill RTA. It's all torn down, it's all torn apart. We see a lot of ultim going on here, but we're just going to put it back together and wick it from top to bottom. We're going to go over, all the parts. You know how this works. So let's take a look at this deck right here. It's kind of a postless deck design. There's some, stumps or whatever right there for you to drop your coils into. You drop your coils in vertically. The top side is the positive, the bottom side is the negative. There's your little juice well here for your wicks to go down into. Thankfully, this is a two-part chimney, so you can easily do that troll doll wicking technique that I love so much, and we'll be doing that shortly. But this just pops down with an O-ring, and that's where your wicks are going to kind of contact your juice on the inside of the tank. I did just rinse this out, so those coils are black and dark from juice. So the first thing I have to do, obviously, we're going to get these glowing better. I am just going to wick this up real fast, and then we'll continue to put the whole tank together. So insanely super easy to wick. That's what it's going to look like when it's all together. Two-part chimney held on by an O-ring. There's your wicks right there that are going to touch the juice, and then there's your wicks and coils on the inside that are going to vaporize your liquid. And this is basically the rest of the tank right here, and there's the rest of the chimney inside, and for the life of me, I cannot get that out. I don't think it is supposed to come out. I've tried every method I possibly could of maybe trying to pop it out because there's O-rings in there. If you look closely, sometimes it looks kind of threaded, but I can't tell if that's threading for the top cap or threading for the chimney that goes in there. I've just been leaving it in there. It's simple enough to clean while leaving it in there. It's no big deal. There's a huge one-sided kidney-shaped juice fill hole there. And then, of course, the inner chimney has threads, and then this ultim has threads as well for the base. And before we put the whole tank together, I'm just going to juice up the coils with some juice so that when we fill up the tank, it's not just sitting down there dry. We need some juice in there before we fill up the tank. I'm going to be using a rather old juice. I think this bottle of juice is about a year old. I picked this up in Ohio, I believe, the cookie from Telios. I just remember it being really good. Ran across a bottle, thought, hey, yeah, I'm going to vape that. I always like to dry fire my coils as I'm applying the juice, because when those coils heat up, it actually kind of like sucks the juice into the coils, into the cotton in the middle, so that you don't run into any sort of like, yeah, everything else is wet, but then through the middle of the coils, it's kind of dry. This kind of prevents that. It's just something I like to do. And then really all you have to do is apply the giant ultim tank. It screws right down. The threads are going to grab on that two-part chimney, and the threads are going to grab on the bottom as well. You just crank it down till it's tight. Then you're going to use this large kidney-shaped juice fill hole to just top off the tank. So easy. After your tank is full, you just pop on this top ring right here. This screws all the way down. Boom, just like that. Then finally, drip tip goes in the top. This drip tip is not an amazing fit in here. But once you get it in, it does hold, and it's good. So yeah, there you go. That's the whole thing. Built, wicked. You got an AFC that you can open and close on the bottom as well, if it would focus. Yeah, there's the AFC you can open and close on the bottom as well. Anyway, that's it. It's built, it's wicked, it's filled. Let's get back out to normal view. Let's vape this thing. So yeah, that's the Churchill, top to bottom, easy to build, easy to wick, almost flawless fit and finish, with the exception of that chimney on the inside that I cannot seem to get out. And even looking on certain websites, it looks like that chimney does come out, but I don't have like the patience or the tools or the strength to get it out. It looks like it's threaded in there. It's not a deal breaker. It's not a huge deal. You can easily build it and wick it and clean it and rinse it and do everything you need to do without taking taking that little upper chimney part out, but when I see it on the internet and it's out, it frustrates me because I can't get it out, so I can't. Like I said, the fit and finish on this, spectacular. It's machined incredibly nice. All of the threads are beautiful and glidey. Everything holds together really well. No issues with leaking or flooding. Yeah. No issues with leaking or flooding. Like I said, the fit and finish is great. It's machined really well. The threads are great. Now I'm just repeating myself. The vape quality that I get from this tank is very, very nice. The airflow is smooth, the airflow is swooshy. Even at full open, there's still a little bit of resistance, and it's an adjustable AFC, so you can turn it down, get a little bit more warmth, and get a little bit more flavor. The only real gripe I have with this RTA, other than the excessive amounts of Ultim on there, I mean, that's just, I'm not a huge fan of Ultim. I don't like looking at it. This Ultim really doesn't bother me too much. It's still that weird yellowy Ultim color, but at least it's not cloudy. This is a very polished Ultim, and I can stand it. I can tolerate it a little bit more. But other than all that Ultim, my only real gripe with this is I feel like it's a little bit lacking in the flavor department. Every juice that I've put in here, I can taste it. I don't want anyone to think it has like bad flavor, but every juice I have put in here has tasted just a little bit muted to me. Just a little bit muted. This is Cookie from Telios. I know what it tastes like. I've had it in a tank before. I've had it in a dripper before. And in this particular tank, it tastes a little bit muted. Still a very warm and dense saturated vape. Still really good airflow. I just wish the flavor was a little bit better. It's certainly not a deal breaker. It's just something that I noticed. Other than that, there's not a whole hell of a lot I can fault the Churchill on other than the price. Wow, the price. So you're definitely going to need your vape budget hands. Clicking over to subtanksupply.com, which is the first search result when it comes up, but you're welcome, you're more than welcome to use your own Google foo, and maybe you can find it a little bit cheaper, but on the first search result that comes up for Churchill RTA at Subtank Supply, $90. That's an expensive RTA. There's no way around it. That is pricey. If we're gonna jump ahead to the Aliens game or the FDA game where they come and take everything I have, is the Churchill RTA something I would seek out and buy? At $90, probably not. If it had better flavor, you could almost justify that $90 price. It feels very high quality. It is simplistic to build and wick. It's simplistic to fill up. There's no fiddling or anything. There's no danger of, accidentally unscrewing your tank. You unscrew this whole top part right here. Your drip tip is going to stay in the tank. And then you have a big kidney-shaped juice fill hole right there. You just fill it up. You're good to go. This drip tip isn't 810 compatible. It looks 810 compatible, but it is not 810 compatible. Every other 810 drip tip that I have does not fit in here. It's either just a hair too wide or a hair too long, meaning that if I put another drip tip in here, I end up with a gap underneath my drip tip. The chamber in here for your drip tip to fit in is really small. It's really shallow. So you just use it with the Ultim drip tip. It's whatever. So yeah, it is what it is. It is the Churchill RTA. You are going to need your vape budget hands for this, but what you're getting is a very high quality, very easy to build and wick RTA that might be just a little bit lacking in the flavor department. I'll throw some links down in the description to where you can check it out if you are interested. But yeah, that's what I got for today, everybody. Churchill RTA. Thank you so much for watching. Links are in the description. That's what I got for today. And as always, yeah, let's keep on vaping. Motherfucker. Are you kidding me right now? Holy shit snacks, man. Ugh.